And I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling like $1 million. Mitri's happy, the dogs are happy, the wife's happy. We're like, I'm winning. As soon as I left that ranger station, I took that right and I was heading down, almost immediately got stuck. Now, when I say stuck, I mean stuck. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I got a little bit of story time with Nick. So ever since I saw Riggs in Lethal Weapon living in a camper on the beach, it just struck me. I was like, that is my life. How do I get a camper on the beach? You ever see that movie? You're gonna have to do push-ups. He had a little trap door. Some of you guys remember. He had a little trap door. Get out. That's how it came in handy. Anyways, I've been wanting to do this forever. It was our 10-year, and I bought the Opus 15 camper last year, taken it out several times. I love the thing. It's a huge fan. I just got it tuned up and a whole bunch of things fixed on it too since this trip. But nonetheless, it was a bucket list item thing for me to be able to find a place that you just can't. There's not many places you can take a camper, have a campfire just right on the ocean and just stay there. Well, 24 years of living here, I found the spot. Not only did I find the spot, it's only 2 hours from where I live, and I've been here for 24 years. So we made a plan. I was like, babe, I can take you on this luxury trip to Puerto Rico. We can go to Costa Rica. We can do whatever. Do something bougie, right? Fly first class somewhere and go have a good time for our 10-year. I said, or we can take the camper and go to the beach and go camping. And she picked that. That's the kind of gal that I have, that I've been married to. She's like, no, let's take Mitri, let's take the dogs, take the camper, let's go camp on the beach. And I tell you what, it was awesome. So I planned it all out. I had all the gear packed. I got everything that we needed. Food, drink, truck was packed in. I had chairs, took my bow. Like I was going to do everything, man. We were just I felt like the man of the hour. Now, this is when the hurricane was rolling in, so I was watching the weather, and it was going the opposite direction. You know, God bless them on the other side, and we went the opposite direction. So it was going that way, and I went this way. But the weather was still rough. So I get there. We get to, I drive 2 hours. It's still raining. Get to the ferry. Wind's blowing. It's not looking good. I'm like, but the weather thing says it's going to be good. So I'm hedging my bets. I've got everything taken care of. I've got even, rain things if we need it, whatever. Got it all taken. And like I said, I'm the man of the hour. I feel like the ultimate father, husband, man that there is. Everything was set up perfectly. And just as we were getting on the ferry, it started to clear. And the closer we got to the island, the more it cleared. Now keep in mind, I've got my Chevy Silverado, like a Trail Boss. That's long. So everything connected was well over 12,000 pounds and with weighted down everything. Plus I had 2 water tanks filled up. So I had about 100 gallons of water there. You do the math on that. So we're definitely over 12,000 pounds. And as we're going on the ferry, as we're getting closer to the island, it starts to clear up. And just as we get there, the sun comes out and the sky is beautiful. It's just absolute. The clouds are hitting. It's pink and purples and blues and I've got a couple hours till sunlight, and I'm like, oh man, we're rolling. So I get there, and as I pull up on the island, I pull into the ranger station, and he checks my pass, my beach pass, and we're going good. And he goes, man, I tell you what, you need to buy a lottery ticket with as lucky as you guys are, because you just missed the worst weather. And I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling like $1 million. Mitri's happy, the dogs are happy, the wife's happy. We're like, I'm winning. And they're like, go down the beach, and there's like a side road. There's a back road. So you can ride on the beach, or there's a back road that kind of goes, you can go a little faster. Well, what I thought you could go a little faster. And it was hard packed. What it seemed like hard packed. And I was like, okay, well, I got to put it in 4-wheel drive and, lowered the pressure on my tires, and that way it grabs more, and then that way I can push through the sand. But I don't need to do that yet, because we're going to take the back road down a little bit. So I didn't want to put it in 4 high. Didn't want to lower the tire pressure yet, because I was going to take this back road. And then once we got towards where we're going to go, I would lower everything and go on the beach. Well, as soon as I left that ranger station, I took that right and I was heading down, almost immediately got stuck. Now, when I say stuck, I mean stuck. Stuck so bad that we were stuck for 3 hours. I had to dig our truck out, and thank God these wonderful Americans was there to help me. Now, to be fair, they helped me because they wanted to go fishing. And there was only one road that you could get down, and it was the road that I was blocking, and it was a 1-lane road. And they were super nice about it, and we were all cutting jokes at my expense, of course. But nonetheless, it took us 3 hours to get out. We had to disconnect the truck and get the truck out by itself, by the camper, reflatten the road, lower everything down, then go back and hook it up. Meanwhile, the little stand that you crank, get the camper off the truck, well, that broke. So I had to get a bottle jack out and do that whole thing. It was quite the ordeal. It was 3 years. Obviously, the sun's gone down. Now, when I tell you I pulled up, I had perfect timing to go pick a spot, get set up, start a fire, start grilling some meat, and have the perfect dinner. But that didn't happen. So, of course, you know me, I'm an idiot. I should have put it in 4 high sooner. I should have dropped the thing sooner. Like I knew better. What was I doing? You're an amateur. You know, all this dumb stuff goes in the head. Obviously, you're a little, anytime a man gets stuck, it's a little embarrassing. And I had a hard time with it. I was like, dang, man, I wanted to have this. We're only on the island for a few nights. I think we did 3 nights. And I wanted to show my son and my wife and my family a good time, right? I wanted to show them a good time. And I wanted to set everything up so our 10-year would be great. So while the time I'm working with these other 10 individuals to get us unstuck, my son and wife are off. They're like exploring through the sand, and, you know, they're on the beach and they're walking around trails. And my son actually found a board that we used to actually get us unstuck. And they're just having the time of their life. Dogs are running around. So I finally get us unstuck and we get moving and everything's fine. I'm kind of trying to flex off my own ego and pride of what just happened. And we get all set up and we start talking about it. And my son starts to tell me his perception of the deal. And he didn't see it as this like prideful ego hit that maybe he will once he gets older. He saw the whole thing as an adventure. The whole thing is just this: I found the board, we did this, we did that, I explored, all these guys showed up. He wasn't upset one bit at the time, and neither was my wife for that matter. She just knew that we would figure it out and eventually we'd get on there and we'd be fine. And so I learned 2 things. 2 things that I learned of reflecting from this thing is keep a childlike sense of wonder. Because we got there, and even though we were late and we were setting up the camper in the dark and we were cooking in the dark and we were having dinner, he was stoked. He was stoked the whole time, and he just kept talking about, remember, Dad? Remember when the truck was stuck? I'm like, yeah, like a few minutes ago, I remember. And then we did this and we did that, and he was excited about the whole thing, weren't you? He's sitting right here. It was fun. Yeah, we had a fun time. And and then the second thing that I learned was, well, maybe putting in 4 high sooner and lowering the thing sooner and being prepared a little ahead and not thinking you have it all and not doing things the hard way, even though I always say hard over easy, right? The reality is that mistake there will never happen again. So I learned something there. But I also learned that what we see as hard times, what we see as doing something difficult, sometimes children just see it as fun. You know, if we're doing the Squire program and all the young men and the dads are going the beach evolution, and we look down the street and the kids are doing the same thing and they're having fun. A lot of times the dads are struggling and the kids are having fun. It's just your perception, and it's just a thing. So why did I take it so seriously? Why was I so frustrated in the moment? When the reality is, it's about life. I should be embracing the imperfect moments. Do you think that if everything went perfectly and I set up the perfect dinner and did everything perfectly, if that memory would not be as strong as the one that we got stuck for 3 hours, had to set up in the dark, had to cook in the dark, and had a fireside meal late at night with my family, and they were all laughing about the truck being stuck? That's what they're going to remember. And Dimitri, you're going to remember that, aren't you? Yeah. So it's always a good reminder, and that's what I love about kids, man. They always give you that perception. So embrace the imperfect moments. Enjoy the ride. Not about necessarily the destination. It's about the journey and how you get there. And then maybe go 4-wheel early. Lower the tire pressure early. Those are my 2 things from the takeaway. So I hope you got something out of that. I know the hell I did. And you guys know the deal. Never quit, never surrender, always forward. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.